So you think you're faster than me? You think you're stronger than me? And you think in the IQ you iffy a little bit, right?
I give you 50-50 on IQ.
8 weeks with champions.
I done seen
Sean Porter.
Let's
go down the list. They all better than you. And we're gonna all of the champions.
Who better than me? Who better
all
than me?
All of them, the Shakur, the Devin, everyone he get ready for their championship fights are better than you.
On Saturday, June 28th, live on DAZN pay-per-view, El Gallo Jake Paul takes on Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., an event presented by Celsius Live Fit Essential Energy. It will be the highest grossing boxing event to ever take place at the Honda Center. Loaded from top to bottom, FanDuel is the official sportsbook partner of this event, and they are offering a 50% profit boost on any of the fights on it. That means Paul against Chavez, Zurdo against Dorticos, and the co-main event featuring a former champion and a young fighter hungry to get there. Now we welcome in those two fighters. We'll open up the pay-per-view card. The former world champion Tevin Farmer and the young, undefeated Floyd Schofield. Fellas, good to see you. Welcome back. Tevin, you're back pretty quick. It's been an interesting run that you've been on over the last year. Haven't been able to get decisions in these fights, but fought some pretty tough fights against some pretty tough opponents. How are you feeling about this one?
The way I look at it now, for me, I've been doing it for so long. I've been here for a long time. It's just another day in the office for me. Just another opponent. That's it. That's basically, in a nutshell, how I feel.
Floyd, been an interesting few months, at least for you. You're over in Saudi Arabia, expecting to fight Shakur Stevenson, had a medical issue over there, had to withdraw, and now you're back. I guess the first question is, how are you feeling right now going into this fight?
I feel good, healthy, just ready to go.
Mm-hmm. You heard Tevin describe you as another day at the office, just another opponent. How do you feel about that?
If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. He's a veteran. He's been doing it for a long time, so Saturday night is going to be a good fight.
Not the first time, Tevin, that Golden Boy has matched you up with one of its young prize prospects. You gave William Zepeda hell for 2 consecutive fights. What are you expecting from this man on Saturday?
He's young, up and coming, so I expect him to come out there and try to hurt me and do what Zepeda couldn't do. That's what I expect from any young guy that's facing somebody like me. And on top of that, I'm still in my prime. I'm going out there competing at a high level at my age, doing everything the young guys doing. So I expect him to come out there and try to do what Zepeda couldn't do. And I won't expect anything other than that.
Do you think you've ever fought someone on his level? No,
it's my first time.
Mm-hmm. What do you think he's in for, Tevin, fighting someone with your experience?
It can go both 2 ways, right? So he can either fight a guy like me, he's gonna lose, right? Most guys at this level, right? When the young guys coming up, 2 things happen. You face a guy, you get better from it. You face a guy, and you just lose your confidence. So either one of them, that's what's gonna happen. But he's definitely gonna lose, definitely gonna be outclassed. I think a lot of people underestimate my strength. Mm-hmm. Everybody know I got speed, I'm still slick. A lot of people see that I'm still slick. It's a little hard to show it in a Zepeda fight because of the output. But I wouldn't even say he in for a rude awakening because I know that they know what they're up against. Mm-hmm. But I just tell him he bring his A game, come in the best shape, because I just fought 22 rounds with somebody that threw over 100 punches. Mm-hmm. And in the later rounds, I was the dominant one. So I'm gonna be in tip top.
Mm-hmm. Definitely gonna lose, definitely outclassed. A lot to unpack in there. What do you think?
That's what he's supposed to say. I'm coming in this fight. I got a lot to prove. I got my baby boy at home. It's gonna be his first time watching my fight, so I got a lot at stake for me. So, man, I'll be victorious.
What makes you laugh?
No, he said his baby boy will be watching him. I'm just happy the child. I love kids, but I'm just happy the child young enough not to be able to understand what's gonna happen. That's it. I'm a big fan of fatherhood. I'm not a father myself, but I'm a fan of it. I appreciate the fathers out there, but like I said, the son not gonna be old enough to remember this, you know, because I don't want his son to be mad at me. You know what I'm saying? I want to be one of his son's favorite fighters. You know what I'm saying? So.
You know, you certainly probably had options coming back to see who you were going to fight next. When Tevin was presented to you, what was your response?
Take the fight. You know, I feel like it's a good fight. You know, I haven't fought since November, so I feel like people would be like, you know, he was active, you know, a former champion, so it was like, take the fight. I mean, we had, I think, Lucas' body on the table. You know, things didn't go where he didn't want to accept the fight, so we're here now.
What do you believe you're on a different level than him?
We'll see Saturday.
But do you believe it?
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, and I feel like any fighter should have that type of confidence. You know, if you don't got that type of confidence, you're in the wrong sport.
It's one thing in having the confidence, and I agree. I think fighters should believe in themselves. But it's one thing in believing in yourself, and it's one thing in knowing. Like, it's like, for me, this is what I bring to the table. My IQ is at the highest level, right? We know that. Strength, I'm strong, right? We see that I was able to push the pay back, drop them. Same with all the other fighters. My last, 7 opponents, 5 of them touched the canvas. 3 of them knocked out cold. My speed, you know? So the only thing that people could try to say is he's older, but I'm still displaying young guy movements, young guy talent, young guy young guy willpower, young guy conditioning. I'm still like, I just don't, and I respect him for taking the fight, him and his father. I respect him for taking the fight because this is a fight that, me personally, I wouldn't have took. If I had a son, or, of course, as a fighter, I would say yes. But as a father, I would tell my son, not yet. Because I understand boxing, and I understand that there's this level, and then there's this level, right? And you can't go from this level to find somebody at this level instantly. Like, there's fights in between that you should take to get to this level. And I feel like from a Renee to a Tevin Farmer, it just totally, I'm way bigger. I know you probably see me like, oh, because I don't look that big, right? But in person, I'm bigger. You probably see, I'm way bigger than Renee. I'm way stronger than Renee. I'm faster, IQ, everything. I'm just way different. So I just think it's a big step, but kudos to them, because I wouldn't have did it. They did it. They did something. They dared to be great. And this is something that a lot of fighters not doing. They're not daring to be great. Everybody picking and choosing. Everybody want to keep their O. And I'm glad Turkey Al-Sheikh came into the picture with this boxing thing, because he let people know, I want people to get O's to make it for boxing to go back to where boxing used to be. Because everybody protecting their O, and they running with this narrative. I'm not gonna say nobody's name, but they running with a narrative that you gotta be undefeated. But the greatest fighters in the world in history lost. I got 8 losses, but I'm still one of the best out here. Maybe not on the pound for pound list because of my record or whatever it can be, but skill for skill, I am one of the best in the world, hands down, and nobody can take that from me. And I know that for a fact.
So when he beat you, what they gonna say? He the best?
I don't see that happening.
But when he beat you,
nah, that's not.
If he beat you,
does
that mean he the best?
I don't go off if. Now what I could say,
if he beat you,
if he put up a good fight, then
would that view be different?
Yeah, if he put up a good fight, he's gonna lose. But if he put up a good fight, we can say that kid got something. You know why? Because you just can't put up a good fight with somebody or beat somebody one time and consider the best. You gotta do it over and over and over. Like, it's easy to become world champion, but it's not easy to stay world champion. You gotta do you gotta do it. You gotta do this over and over and over. So like for example, you got the young guys that beat you got certain guys that beat bigger fighters than they were supposed to be, right? But do that make them the top? No, because you got to do it again. You got to do it again. You got to do it again. I've been doing this shit for so long, and I'm proved. I came in as the underdog, 16 amateur fights. I started at 19. He probably started. How old you started boxing? 2. I started at 19.
But he started getting the champions ready at 17.
16 amateur fights, right? 16 was put on the back burner. I lost 4 of my first whatever. I was 12-4. I lost early in my career, and then turned that shit around, and start whooping the ass, and then became the most active, I would say world champion, but the most active fighter in the world. Then Terabashep gets shot in my hand the same year, and then win the championship that same year in December against Kenichi Ogawa, they robbed me. I get robbed. He got popped for steroids. I gotta go to Australia. I already beat the title. Then I gotta go to Australia, go in his backyard, beat him, then fight 5 times in 1 year. Then I took a long hit with a layoff when I lost to JoJo, and then come back and become the most active fighter in the world again. This shit is history, man. I'm a legend.
That's right.
I'm a legend.
Our favorite fighters. But there's a piece you're missing.
Hey, look. My story alone make me a legend. My story
And
alone.
his story alone make him a
Even if I
legend.
never become world champion again, which I will become a 2-time champion, my story alone make Tevin Farmer a legend because these dudes not doing what I'm doing, and these people is not the fans and the world is not motivated like they is by me. You know what I'm saying? Huh?
What piece you're missing?
That don't got
Since
nothing
he
to
was
do with
17,
Saturday.
Let's let Floyd weigh in. What did you think of what you just
I was a
heard?
world champion when he was like 13.
Hold on,
And he been getting
Tevin,
the
keep it here.
champions since he was
What do you
17.
think of what you just heard?
I mean, I like his story. I like, his grind, his work ethic, but Saturday, that has nothing to do with Saturday. So, like I said, it's gonna be a good fight. I'm coming to win. I'm gonna do my thing.
Saturday it's gonna be crazy Saturday. I just know. 3 fights back to back. Arguably I was supposed to get the decision, and I didn't. And I'm okay with that, right? I'm okay with that. And I take it like it's boxing. I however it come, it is what it is. I don't cry and complain.
This ain't going to decision.
I forced to pay the 22 round. You think this kid?
Zapata ain't Kid Austin.
You think this
Zapata
kid-
ain't even on that
You
level.
think
Zapata haven't got Devin ready.
Zapata, bro.
JoJo, all these champions by
Hey,
their
listen.
champions.
Sparring is sparring.
Sparring ain't sparring when they call you back.
We don't rate sparring.
Cut that out.
We don't
This
rate
is
sparring.
39 minutes.
Listen,
That's
I
8
seen-
weeks
listen,
with
I done seen-
champions.
I done seen-
Sean Porter.
I done seen
Let's
world
go down the
champions.
list. They all better
I done
than you.
seen-
And we're gonna
Who better
all
than-
of the
who
champions
better
we
than
named
me?
the better.
Who better
all
than
of
me?
them, the Shakur, the Devin, everyone he get ready for their championship
Man.
fights are better than you. So I'm telling you,
Hey,
we're
listen,
gonna
I'm gonna
beat
tell you
you
something.
easy.
I'm gonna tell you something. I done seen.
It don't matter
elite
what you
guys
seen. You never seen
in
this
sparring
man.
get their ass kicked, but when it's fight time, them boys perform.
Brother.
Hold on.
Sparring don't mean nothing.
Let me ask you this. One thing Tevin said a few moments ago is that there are levels between where he is and some of the guys that you fought, and that you need to go to those levels
see.
before you fight someone like Tevin. You were willing to get in with Shakur. That was planned and ready. Do you think that Tevin is too big a jump for you?
Hell no. I mean, at the end of
You
the
don't
day,
even sound
boxing
confident.
is. What you mean I don't sound confident? Hell no. Boxing is boxing. I'm in it
No,
for
boxing not boxing,
Boxing
son.
is boxing at the
Hey,
end of the day. I'm
boxing
in it for
not
legacy,
boxing,
bro.
son.
I ain't in it because at the end of the day,
You don't have to argue with him.
No, I'm not
Stay
arguing, bro. I'm just
Boxing
saying.
not-
I'm saying facts. At the
boxing
end of the
not
day,
boxing.
Kid or a baby?
at the end of the
Nah,
day,
he's a humble
at the end of the
businessman.
day,
That
he
had
get to go
corporate
home when he
deals.
lose. He get to go to them silk sheets, that nice house he got. He don't lose nothing. I lose everything.
I lose everything. I got a
What
lot
you
more.
lose?
I got a lot more in the
Well,
comments.
you made your money.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
got
but
your
I
real
can-
estate.
I can make
you
more.
good in life, bro. I didn't make it to where
Hey,
you made
look,
it.
and I respect that, right? I
Alright,
respect.
then.
So if it's about the money, it's cool.
Alright,
But
then.
it's not the way to go about it. Not fighting me.
I'm just
Brother,
saying.
You
I'm
better off
breaking
taking.
that.
We
You
gonna
better.
see
You
Saturday.
better off getting back in there with Shakur and taking the and making more money. That's
All
what
of
you.
y'all in the
We
way.
gonna see.
To take less money to fight me is
All of
crazy.
y'all in the way.
He makes
Saturday.
hold up. He makes a point that William Zapata has been number 1 at 135 across all 4 of the sanctioning bodies, and he did give him hell. Close fights, both time. Could certainly argue he won a decision. Why do you think that you're on a different level than someone like William Zapata?
Because I believe in myself. At the end of the day, I'm in there for my legacy. Like I said, I want to leave something for my son at the end of the day. I got something to prove. So, like I said, I'm not trying to compare myself to Zapata, go back and forth. Saturday we fight, and Saturday is going to show. So
I can't wait to Saturday. I'm in the gym all the time, so this is not even a camp for me. I'm always in shape. Even after I got out of the ring with Zapata, the first time, more tired, I got out of there, I got back in the gym. For Zapata, got back in the gym. For Zapata, got back in the gym for him. So this shit is just.
You convincing yourself? You don't have to convince
I don't have to.
yourself.
I've been in this level for so long. Y'all gotta get to where I'm at. I've been
No,
here.
we don't.
Oh, he just said you do.
You gonna be a
He
statement.
just said you sleeping on silk sheets. You got
gonna
real
be a
estate. I'm trying to get to
statement.
where you
God
at.
brought you to make a statement for him.
No, yeah, I'm
God
gonna make a
didn't bring us
statement.
here for no
Bro,
reason.
listen.
What does
You
a
in
statement look like for you?
A statement look like a stop. It's not passing 7. That's a statement.
With 9 knockouts?
Not passing 7 rounds. A statement.
With 9 knockouts?
8.
You don't believe that.
See, you don't understand boxing.
You don't believe that. I understand your stance.
You want to know how I understand boxing?
I understand your stance is wrong.
It's easy for a prospect with a big promoter, big amateur career to have 10 fights early in his career and 10 by knockouts versus somebody 19 just getting on the scene and fighting Olympians from day one. Is a difference. It's a difference. It's a difference. Not the same, buddy. Not the same. Every opponent I fought my last 7 fights was hurt. All of them. I hurt all of them.
Well, see you
and 3 of them got knocked out cold. I hurt all of them.
I hurt
Cepeda, we were 30, 31, no, with 28, 27 by knockout.
Keep
Come on, bro.
yourself.
And he was the big puncher, and I hurt him. I hurt him. Bro, this kid, he too small, he too young. He showing muscles. His body even built young. He got a young body.
That's crazy. He don't got a grown man body yet. So when he stop you, it's gonna be amazing.
He don't got a grown man body yet. He got all the muscles,
so
but you can tell he's still a little boy, bro. He got a little. Ain't nobody stopping me.
Hang on, Floyd.
Ain't nobody stopping me. Stop playing with me.
You want to weigh in on
man, stop playing with me. Ain't nobody stopping Tevin Farmer.
Do you,
man?
Do you think,
man. You can't no boxing. You ain't stopping Tevin.
Never been hurt in his career. Not once. Ever.
Man, yeah, get in there. Get in there. Get in there, man.
If we're gonna do it this way, we'll do it.
Yeah, get in there. Stop who?
Stop you.
Come on, man. You don't even sound, bro. You couldn't even stop Renee. How you gonna stop me? You can't even hurt Renee. You talking to a dog, bro. Look at my neck, nigga.
Yeah,
You're not Renee.
You're not
Bro.
Renee, bro.
Nowhere next to Renee.
I'm not Renee.
You're not Renee.
I'm not Renee. That's the point.
You're not Renee.
I'm not Renee. That's the point.
His dad ain't getting in the ring.
So what that got to do?
Let me hold on.
Stopping
Come
you.
on.
Tevin, hold on. Floyd, hold on a second. He was right there with Murataya, who's now a champion.
Right.
Cepeda, I think we'd agree, is a good fighter, very good fighter. Right. Why are you so sure that you guys are on a different level?
Because I studied him. He's one of my favorite fighters. That's no secret.
Sure seems
from
that
day
way,
one.
definitely.
From day one. And so the thing is number one, it's about him getting experience, to keep it real. Win, lose, or draw, we don't care about no loss. You can't lose if you gain the knowledge that he got. And he's gonna push him, and he's gonna have to bring out everything. Now the thing is his style. Now there's 5 styles of boxing. He's got a tall style in a 4-zone, wide leg, similar to Shakur. He has flaws with that style. It's science. It's still a science at the end of the day. He was programmed, not going to school, sitting there studying boxing, competing since 8. He got way more. He's since 7. Got Devin ready for championship fights. Jojo Diaz ready for championship fights. Shakur ready for Sean Porter. They call him. And he don't lose to them. So he's on another level because he got their champions that y'all look at and put in the Hall of Fame. He's the one that get them ready. So none of them denied when I said this is the greatest boxer of all time. No champion came out and said he's lying.
Do you know
he's just gonna experience that. So there's nothing he could say.
Do you know private sparring sessions is totally different?
No, that's where a fighter take the most punishment.
No.
That's 8 weeks with this person 3 times a week getting punched by champions. Not 39 minutes.
You
don't know the science of boxing. At 19, you can learn from that.
Making it to where I'm at today,
you
don't know
take
the
the
science is
most
crazy.
punishment in sparring, boxers. That's where they take the most punishment.
But what do they got to do with growth?
Growth, he been
getting beat up or
growth,
taking punch.
He helped the champions grow for their fights. That's the part you're missing. For their championship
Hold on,
fights.
guys. What do you think here, Floyd?
I mean, I like the back and forth, you know, it's and toasty and whatnot. So, well, I like my dad, he making the point, Tevin, I get what he's saying, but at the end of the day, I'm not hearing none of that. We fight Saturday. Like I said, I'm coming in to prove myself.
He said he thinks he can stop you inside.
No matter what he thinks.
He's supposed to say that.
No, I ain't supposed to say that.
Yeah, you is.
No,
so you're not supposed to believe that?
I don't say no, because
you're not supposed to believe that.
I don't say that with every fighter. Everything for me is subjective.
You said you was gonna stop Cepeda.
Everything.
You damn sure did.
I did say that.
And you
didn't.
Yeah.
So I'm
So
saying
your word
you
don't mean
You
that.
said every fighter.
You supposed
You
to
said
say
every
that.
fighter. Cepeda
You
is
say that most we every
single.
fight. We've been
Cepeda is
watching
single.
forever.
Hold on,
bro.
Steve. Let him.
I'm just saying, like, every fighter's supposed to feel like they can stop somebody. If you
No.
don't, I mean, like, what the hell? Like, what you fighting for? You just going there to box?
What he's saying is, it don't face him. Y'all gonna fight Saturday anyway, so it
Yeah,
don't
we're fighting
matter.
Saturday. It's going down Saturday, and just put up or shut up, man. I already know y'all. I ain't gotta say
You know we put up every time. Y'all see us. Y'all know this kid Austin. Y'all know he put up every time.
No, listen. All due respect. The kid, I see he work hard. He in the gym, right? But for you to say we see y'all every time, y'all just now getting to this level, so y'all gotta prove it. Like I get training. No, a level's not made up.
Y'all make
if you
up
think
levels.
that, you want to see Taylor that a level's not made up.
You want me to prove it to you?
No.
Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas, was there a level?
Damn
Who
sure
lost?
wasn't.
Let me show you plenty of upsets. The level is a made up bullshit.
No, it ain't.
It's a made up bullshit.
Nah.
But let me give you an example, just current. Shakur, y'all put him on that level. Who have Shakur fought? Give me 3 A-level fighters he fought. But y'all put him as he's the greatest. That's just an example for the boxing world. The boxing world. Because it's an illusion. That's your belief. It ain't a level to us. We came from homeless. It ain't no level.
I'm gonna tell you something.
It ain't no level to us. It's only one way back. So we gotta go here. So your level don't matter to us.
Really
What matter to us is getting our family out the hood.
I love that
and you're
mindset.
in the way.
I love that mindset.
And so we're gonna do what we gotta do.
I love that mindset.
So it ain't nothing you
I
can
love
say
that
to
mindset.
him.
I love
It
that
ain't
mindset.
nothing you can say to him.
Matter
He
of
was
fact,
built for
Can we
this.
do?
Brother, you in trouble.
I do a 20 round.
I guarantee you, I guarantee you the paramedics
I do a
take
20
you.
you 10, you
I
10.
guarantee you the paramedics take you. And I love you. We'll be at the hospital there with you, but I guarantee you the paramedics take you.
Paramedics.
I guarantee you. I guarantee you.
Floyd,
No.
I asked him how he thought this fight ended. He said inside 7 rounds. In your mind, how does this fight end?
And then how I got it in, at the end of the day, God, He decides everything at the end of the day. So if it go 4 rounds, if it go like a stoppage, I'm gonna be victorious. So, but I'm aiming for the stoppage. I ain't gonna lie.
What makes you believe that you can do what Morataya couldn't do, what Zepeda couldn't do?
Because I just feel like I'm different. And Saturday I got showed.
You think you're stronger than me?
Yes.
You think you're stronger than me?
Hell yeah, I think I'm stronger than you.
Do with
What?
boxing.
Hell
What that got
yeah.
to do with boxing? The chin only take 5
I
pounds
asked the
of
question.
pressure.
No,
It's
of
certain
course.
pressure
Of
points
course,
that's
like,
gonna stop you, not
really
You think you're stronger
strong.
than me?
Yes.
You think you're faster than me?
Yes.
You think
Way
your IQ
faster.
better than mine?
I feel like you got more experience. I feel like you got more
No.
experience.
That's the experience. Because I know people with experience. I know people with experience no IQ.
Now you got a great IQ. We gotta give you that.
So
I
you
feel like- I
think
feel
you're
like
faster than me? You think you're stronger than me? And you think in the IQ you iffy a little bit, right?
I give you 50-50 on IQ.
Got him.
Nah, that's only.
Got
I mean,
him.
that's a fact. It would be crazy to say that my IQ.
I know
is
nobody
better
else
than
would have took no fight against you.
Yeah, I'm saying.
They've been
And
ducking
that-
you for a long
and
time, so
that's
we're gonna
why I
talk
respect
about
it.
that.
That's why I respect.
So that's why we came
That's
up.
why I respect it, but I can't show too much respect because
Nah, you can't. You can't. It's still a fight.
And listen, and
But
you know, I fuck with y'all. So I fuck with y'all, but I can't fuck with y'all too. Excuse me.
No, I know. It's more in it. It's
I
more.
try not to be ignorant, curse, and do all that stuff. I know we in time back, but I got older and I calmed down a little bit. But the nigga come out of me sometimes when it's fight time. So I'm okay with that. So I like y'all. We talked on the phone a few times a while back and all that. So I ain't got nothing against y'all. But Saturday, like I said, it's going down. I'm gonna be ready. Be ready. Show up and show out because I'm gonna show up and show out, and that's just what it is.
This is going to be exciting. The main event is going to be exciting as well. You guys have watched Jake and watched Chavez over the year. Let me ask you right before we go, how do you think that fight plays out?
Honestly, it's a tough one, right? And kudos to Jake Paul for taking the fight like that, right? And if you don't understand boxing, a lot of people would say, well, I think Jake gonna win because of Chavez ain't focused or he ain't out of the gym. But I'm gonna tell you like this, it's a hell of a fight, right? Chavez come inside some type of shape, just in some type of shape, it can be an issue for Jake Paul only because that Chavez a dog. We know he can take a hell of a shot, and we know he can give a hell of a shot. So if he comes in a little bit of shape, that experience, that dog, and that boxing IQ will do a lot. But then on Jake Paul end, he hungry, and he a big boy, and he could punch. He could punch. So if I had to rate it, I'm leaning more towards Chavez, but not seeing Jake Paul couldn't win. So 45-55 for Chavez.
Floyd, what do you think?
I don't know too much about Chavez.
Young.
When he was fighting, I was probably like 7 or 8 around that time. So I'm gonna have to go with Jake, just from what I've been seeing recently.
You only going with Jake because you in his car. Stop.
I might be. I ain't gonna lie.
No, but listen. Hey, listen. It is what it is. Cause it's a lot of shit I would have
Nah, but for real, I'm young. I don't. know too much about Junior, so I'd be lying if I said, you know, Junior gonna do this and this and that if I never watched him. So
Jake Paul beat this dude.
yeah,
He in the game for real. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. Jake Paul beat Chavez. Jake Paul at the end of the game for real. This is a tough fight for Jake Paul. And we all know, if you know boxing, you know this is a tough fight for Jake Paul. If he beat this fight, he in the game, hands down. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody.
Well, tough fight for Jake Paul and a great fight I think we're going to get on the undercard.
Yeah,
Floyd
I think we're the best
Schofield
fight on the
Jr.
card.
You do?
Yeah, 100%. I think the best
agree,
fight.
100%.
Have me on the card alone made the card alone made the card even better. And I boxing fans would agree. And then going up against a young killer to compete against a veteran made the card boom, right? The card was already good, but I think we just solidified it. Like, all right, we're gonna get this.
I agree. I think everybody will agree. June 28th, Saturday, live on DAZN pay-per-view. Check it out.